What is the loci method? The method of loci, also known as the memory palace technique, is a mnemonic device that relies on spatial memory to enhance recall. Individuals throughout history have used this ancient technique, which dates back to ancient Greece and Rome, to remember information more effectively. Here's how the method of loci typically works. 1. Choose a familiar place. Start by selecting a location that you are very familiar with, such as your house, a route you frequently take, or a specific room. 2. Identify key locations, loci, within that familiar place. Identify specific locations or landmarks that you can mentally walk through. These could be rooms, pieces of furniture, or other distinctive features. 3. Associate information with locations. As you're trying to remember a list of items or information, mentally associate each piece of information with a specific location in your chosen place. Create vivid and memorable images or scenes that connect the information to each location. 4. Mentally walk through the place. When you need to recall the information, mentally walk through the chosen place, revisiting each location and remembering the associated information. The method of loci leverages the brain's spatial memory and the ability to recall details about familiar environments. It's a powerful technique for memorization, especially for lists, sequences, or other ordered information. People often use this method for memorizing speeches, presentations, or study materials. Remember that the effectiveness of the method of loci depends on the individual's ability to create strong mental associations and visualize the locations and associated information.
Summary. The loci method is a technique that uses spatial memory to enhance recall. It involves choosing a familiar place, identifying key locations, loci, mentally associating information with these locations, and mentally walking through the place to remember the information. Individuals throughout history have used this ancient technique, particularly for lists, sequences, and ordered information. The effectiveness of the loci method depends on the individual's ability to create strong mental associations and visualize the locations and associated information.
Still, even having created images for each group of 3 cards, it is difficult to keep them in order. This is done using the loci method, or what some call a memory palace, a term created by Francis Yates in his 1966 book The 30 Art of Memory, which is a simple yet effective method devised by the ancient Greeks. They practiced transforming lists of words into vivid sets of objects, which they arranged in their imagination around familiar spaces. Then they learned to link these images back to their original meaning.
The loci method, or memory palace technique, involves associating the items you want to remember with specific locations in a familiar space, like a palace or a route you know well. In the context of memorizing the order of a deck of cards, you would associate each card or group of cards with a specific location or locus within your imaginary palace. The use of landmarks helps you recall the order because you can mentally walk through the palace, visualizing each location and the associated cards.
One can memorize information using the method of loci by placing a mnemonic image for each item to be remembered at a point along an imaginary journey. Mentally walking the same route through the imaginary journey and converting the mnemonic images back into the facts that they represent allows for the recall of the information in a specific order. Loci is the plural form of the Latin word locus, meaning place or location. The method of loci has many other names, including the memory palace technique, the Roman room system, and the journey method. The resulting mental spaces can be referred to by various terms, like memory journeys, memory spaces, and Sherlock's mind palace. Moonwalking with Einstein featured the technique. This content is mainly for the purpose of learning English vocabulary, English grammar, and English sentence structure. We are learning American English. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for considering subscribing to see more exciting videos.